After last week's video, settle in for a pretty chill Time Machine Tuesday. Coming at you right now. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me today. So last week we made it through a milestone episode and we attached the two halves of the car together. A bit of a struggle bus at times, but we persevered, we made it through. So today it's going to be pretty chill by comparison. So last week, like I said, we put the top and bottom of the car together and we attached the rear bumper and taillights that we worked on all the way back in episode 1. So for this episode, we are going to be working on the front bumper and headlights, getting that all assembled and ready to go, and then we're going to attach it to the car. So let's get into the build. Here's issue 93, and we won't need the car for this issue. We'll just be working on the front bumper area here, and we've got the bumper, grille, headlights, and some LEDs. So this is the magazine. And then in the next issue, we'll be working on the valance and a little grille element, and then we will be attaching it to the car. So here is the parts pack for issue 93. All right, so you can see we have this front bumper, which is metal. And then we have these headlight elements, a little grille piece, and then we have our LEDs. So I'm going to take these and set them aside. And then I'm just going to leave these in the tray until we need them. So let's get into this. Should be pretty straightforward. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to take this DMC element here and we are just going to push that right into this section. Actually, it goes up here on the top, sorry. So that's just going to push in there, and we are going to secure that from the back with 2 BP screws. All right, so that is secure. Oh, that thing, this is heavy. All right, so now we want to attach our headlights, and obviously those we have 4 of those, and they're going to go right in here, and those are also going to be. I can get these out of here. So that's what one of those looks like, and those, like I said, are going in just like so. So we're going to secure them from the back with some BP screws. All right, so that is one side. So those looking pretty good. So let's get the other side in. All right, and that is the other side in. And I believe we are going to put the yes, we are going to take, there are 2 LEDs here. One with a yellow and red wire with sort of yellow LEDs. There's only 2 LEDs on this one. And then this wire with 4 LEDs. So we're going to take this from the back, and we want the end with the plug on this side. So all we're going to do is we are just going to plug these LEDs, and they should fit in there fairly tight, but be careful that you're not damaging the wires. See, like I can already see, like this one is very fragile already. So that's going in there. And that's going in there. And then we want to take our yellow lights, and again, we want the plug to be on this side. And these are just going to fit through the holes here in the front, like so. And that is all for this issue. And we will look at issue 94. All right, so in this issue, we're going to be attaching a valance and a valance grille. And we're going to be attaching that to the part that we made in the last issue. And then we're going to be attaching this whole assembly to the car. Be hooking up the wires, making sure this all matches up, and attaching that to the car. Here is the magazine. And then we have some more parts for the front bumper in the next issue. So here are the parts for issue 94. All right, so here are the parts. We just have this valance, which is plastic, and then this little metal grill piece. This is pretty straightforward. We're just going to take this, and then this is going to go in just like so. And we are securing this to the frame with 2 DM screws. Okay. And then next we are taking this little metal grill piece. Now there are larger loops and smaller loops. So the larger loops are going to go at the top, and the smaller loops are going to go at the bottom. And that's going to sit right there. And those are going in with, let's see, 4 DM screws along the top and 4 IP screws along the bottom. All right, and now we'll go in the bottom with 4 IP screws. These are a little bit smaller screws, so I'm switching down to my PHO screwdriver. Okay, and that's what that looks like from the front. So that grill looks pretty cool in there. All right, so that is that piece. So now we're going to need to bring over the car. So let me do that really quick. All right, oh my gosh, this thing, you really have, now that the 2 pieces are combined, I have no idea how heavy this thing is. Oh my goodness, it is crazy. So I'm going to plug the wires in first. And then we can kind of tuck those in. And there is a nice gap down here that hopefully all these wires will kind of sit in. The passenger side is fitting on there nicely. So there was this blob of metal that was blocking. I tell you, it's always something with this build. All right, so let's try this again. Let me get my wire back through. There we go. Yes, that side now fits on there. And we want to make sure that the little valance is lined up. Yes, okay. So we should be good to go in here with 3 DM screws. Perfect. Now let's get the other side, and then we'll go back and do the middle. All right, so I am going to end up flipping this over. Okay, it's like I can get one side on, but the other side does not want to play ball. Crossing fingers. Okay. All right, so we finally got that in. And yes, that was a struggle. because, yeah, the wires and getting those lined up in the channel, it was a little tricky, but we got it. So that is it for this issue. So here is issue 95. And we're going to be putting on this bumper piece. And then we're going to be attaching that to the car. And then the next one looks like a nice, easy little trim piece issue. So here are the parts for issue 95. All right, so we have the little bumper piece, some screws, some lens covers, and then we have a bunch of these little brackets here. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put these light covers in here. And there is like sort of a rough side and a smooth side, so we want the rough side facing out. And those are getting screwed in with AP screws. All right, so that is what that looks like. All right, and now we are going to take these little brackets, and just like when we installed these on the fenders, they are supposedly labeled. Actually, they all say L1 on them. There's a locator pin and then a screw hole, and it looks like the locator pin is going in at the top, and then we're putting the screw in the bottom from the back. So these are going to go on like so. And those are going in with LP screws. Okay, so that is the first one. And then we'll just go around and I'll do the other ones and we'll bring you back when we're all finished. All right, and that is the last one. All right, and so we are going to bring back the car. So now we want to fit our lights in here. All right, so we got that in there, and that is going in with DM screws. And that is what that is looking like. And that is it for this issue, issue 96. And this one hopefully is going to be a nice and easy. We've just got a couple little pieces of trim here. The left side valance and a step. So yeah, we've just got this little valance to go in and then a little... So basically we're going to put these screws in and then hide them with a little adhesive strip. And that is going to be it for this issue. And then of course in the next episode we'll be doing the other side. So this is going to be the left side. Let's bring the car back. And I'm going to have to undo this tape. So let me do that really quick. All right, now, in a previous issue, we received these blocks. I think it was around issue 70 something, like 70, 74, somewhere around in there. And what these blocks are for is when you open the door, there's a little sort of gap where you can insert that block and it will hold the door open for you. So we're going to be working right here. And here is the parts pack. So let me get that open. So this is the valance piece that's going to be going right in here, like so. I'm doing this upside down, but this piece will then go over to hide those screws. So I'm going to turn the car back around, and I apologize that it's going to be a little difficult to see and get that attached, and then I'll give you a close-up. And then we just want to take this piece, and there's an adhesive back, And we just want to peel that off and make sure that your lettering is going the right direction. And then that is just going to sit right in there. That is all there is for the part work portion. Let's switch gears and work on the Lego build. All right, here is the Lego portion. Remember last episode we completed and attached the driver's side door, and we started working on the passenger door, and that's what we're going to continue to work on in this episode. So let me set this aside, bring back the piece we were working on in the previous episode, and let's get at it. All right, that is the end of the Lego build for this episode. We did steps 333 through 344, so we've got a good start on the passenger side door, and we will finish that up in the next episode. So here is where we stand so far. So here is the Lego version, and then of course here's our door that we'll be finishing up in the next episode. So let's set that right there. And let me bring back the Partwork DeLorean. All right, there we go on the Partwork DeLorean. And we mostly concentrated on getting in this front grille section with the headlights and the bumper and everything. So we are rapidly approaching the end of this build. We finished through issue 96 on the scale model version. So we're going to be, for the remainder of the scale model version, we are definitely going to be focusing on exterior details and finishing all that up. So stay tuned for the next episode. Okay, so there were a couple little tricky parts, but still, I mean, overall, I thought it was a pretty chill episode. Actually, one of the shorter episodes that we've had. So yeah, it was pretty easy, straightforward. So let's get into our summary. For the Fanhome build, we completed 29 steps and used 21 parts. For the Lego build, we completed 14 steps and used 40 parts. So total to date, 1,023 steps for the Partwork build and 697 parts. And for the Lego build, we completed 617 steps and have used 1,414 parts. So we're moving right along with this build. I think we have about 30 issues left, so maybe 6 or 7 episodes. So all the work we're going to be doing from now on is going to be on the exterior of the car. So stay tuned. Next week we have a progress report that'll get you all caught up. And then the week after, we are going to start working on the power coil lighting on the outside of the car. Also, we're going to be installing the right side of that door valance and step. So stay tuned for that. And the Lego build's coming right along. We'll be finishing up that door. And that build is looking pretty good so far. We're going to start working on some more body work there. So until we see each other again, remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment on these videos. Let me know what you think. And until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.